Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We are your hosts, Tim
and LJ. Today and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
I feel I went lazy on my L's there.
I know I was good. Was that a little bit different? But
Lyrical Lingo. I felt like that.
Lyrical.
You shouldn't have given me that shandy. I wish.
I know we really need to do that one. I
think us on alcohol on the pod would be a disaster, darling.
A disaster. Like that was as if we couldn't get the word out.
No, I was just channeling my Craig Revel Hall.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, we might come on to him later, right? Yeah, no, it just felt that there, movie intro.
It's fine. Do you know what? I think it would be unusual if you didn't mess up an intro.
You're so rude. Unbelievable. See, it doesn't take long to get back into the swing of, insulting each other.
I know.
Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed the last two episodes with our fabulous guests, Jennifer Rooney and Alison Harding. And if you didn't listen to them,
which they will have,
I really hope so, please go back. They're the type of interview that I'll probably go back to and listen to a couple of times.
Yeah, it was just so informative.
They're just two absolutely amazing people who have done outstanding things.
And are, as you said, they're so warm themselves.
Oh, they're just brilliant.
And I just love that they kept coming back to, be nice to people, be supportive of others.
1000%.
And, just be nice.
That's why they're my friends.
Yeah, no, they're just so lovely. And I have to say, they've been so lovely to us about the podcast too. And the fact that they would take time, and
over 2 hours of your time.
But it's not
mental.
It's not even just coming in and sitting in this little podcast, but they are busy people, and we
100%.
appreciate every single person that wants to interact with our podcast. It's not that we're putting anybody up on a pedestal against anybody else, but we really appreciate it.
It's hard to give of, a couple of hours of your day for other people. So those who do, we really appreciate
freely, it. It's just lovely.
Yeah, because it hopefully keeps the pod really fresh for us, and we hope it does for you guys too. Because I know listening to us day, week in, week out must be difficult at times, folks.
It must be.
I don't think I'd listen to myself. Well, yeah, we appreciate you doing that, to be honest. Here, interestingly, I saw something this week.
What did you see?
I thought, this is interesting, I'm going to bring it on the pod. The top 10 most streamed Broadway musical albums.
Oh!
Yeah. Now, this data was gathered by King Casino Bonus, so if anybody thinks this is nonsense,
take it up with them.
Take it up with them.
So, most streamed Broadway albums, on a streaming service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Streaming in general.
Okay.
What do you think number one is?
Hamilton.
Yes, well done.
Okay.
Do you know? Oh no, hold on, I haven't done big numbers for a long time.
Big numbers?
I was going to say, how many streams?
No.
I think it's something like 145,582,676 streams.
And 1 million of them is CJ.
Probably. That's why you said it. I think it's don't get me wrong, Hamilton fans, don't come for me. What are those fans called? Ham fans. The ham fans, leave me alone. But it's a very long album to stream. I don't listen to it very often because it's really long. But that's just me. So yeah, well
done. It's a good one for the car though,
Yeah, fair. So well done.
Yeah.
1 out of 10, not bad. What do you think the second most streamed Broadway musical albums is? I hope you guys are playing this at home too. It's been on the pod.
Oh, no. Well, my two options haven't been 6.
Well done.
Okay.
Good
But
girl.
they just reached 1 million there.
Well, according to this, it's 55,603,766.
Because there was a big celebration on
Yeah.
thing. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so
2 out of
Hamilton,
10.
6. Then I'm going to go with an oldie.
Yes.
Ooh.
Not like ancient, but yes, has been around for a while.
Oh. Les Mis?
No, but this one's still very current. Very current this year.
Phantom?
No.
Oh.
Think this year. What's come out this year?
Oh, Wicked.
Yes, well done.
Okay.
27,400,083.
That does surprise me. I did think Phantom would have been above that.
Can I blow your mind?
Yeah.
Phantom's not on the list. Nor is, interestingly, Les Mis.
Interesting. Okay, that's fine.
When I say new musicals are leading the way on this top 10,
So is Dear Evan Hansen?
not there.
Oh.
You love number 4. And I don't think you'll get it. Because it was like, I was shook, as the kids would say when I saw what number 4 was.
Okay, so we've got...
We haven't done
Okay.
it on the pod, but it has been mentioned by a guest on the pod in season 1. And they said that if we were doing it, they would return onto the pod.
Oh my gosh.
They also auditioned for this musical. This is a good game, isn't it?
It's a really good game.
I love it when the shoe's on
guests.
this foot, not the other way around. Because I would hate this game.
Oh my goodness, just tell me.
Hello.
Of course.
Book of Mormon, number 4. 16,570,708.
And Book of Mormon is coming to Dublin.
UK, let's do it. UK
so
tour.
I have
UK
signed
Ireland
up.
tour.
I have signed up for the
pre-sale.
Pre. Yeah.
Very good.
So let's get that.
Excellent. Number 5 entered into, well, actually didn't enter into, returned to the West End this year. We've done it on the pod.
Hadestown.
Yes. 9,515,804. Do you want me to keep doing the numbers? Are these of an interest?
No, I'm not really that interested.
You're not bothered. Okay. Number 6, been around for 1,000 years. Overpriced tickets, but a spectacle.
Miss Saigon?
Nope. The Lion King.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think Lion King tickets are so expensive.
It took me a while to process that. I thought you said the show was overrated.
No.
So then I was like, no. You said that about Lion King, but no, you didn't. It was overpriced tickets. So sorry.
Tickets, yeah.
If anybody's watching on the video, I took a real Timothy delay there.
But to be honest, she pulls those funny faces at me all the time, so it won't make any difference.
Okay.
Number 7. In the West End at the moment, has been there for a year or 2. Is a movie musical.
A movie musical in there for a year.
Or 2.
Got blank.
Elephant. That's your clue.
Oh, Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge. Number 7. Number 8, another Disney.
Beauty and the Beast?
Nope.
Frozen?
Nope.
Oh.
Frozen's not on the list, nor is Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin? I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I suppose it's been around a long time,
Yeah.
musical wise.
Number 9. We've done it recently. This year.
Oh, I was going to say, Dear Evan Hansen, but you said that wasn't on it.
He's doing a UK tour.
Should he?
No, definitely not. Nowhere near this, was I'm going to tell you. And Juliet.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
And finally, number 10. At time of recording, you will not have seen this, but...
Back to the Future.
Yes.
Right, well, there we go. Like, he has to up with them.
1,000%. So,
love it.
1 Hamilton, 2 6, 3 Wicked, Book of Mormon, Hadestown, Lion King, Moulin Rouge, Aladdin, and Juliet, and Back to the Future.
A good mix there,
Yeah,
isn't
I thought
it?
so too.
Yeah. Love it. Here, take a wee picture of that and we'll
Theatre
share
Mania
that.
posted that, so I trust
Theatre
the
Mania.
source.
Yeah. We'll share that because that's pretty good.
It's good, isn't it?
Okay.
Anyway, that was just a wee game to start us off
Love
today.
it.
one of the cast recordings that was not on that list,
I was just going to
which I
say.
think would probably be on my top 10 streamed musicals, is the show or the musical we're looking at today.
Yeah, which we spoke about with Ali.
Indeed, it was another one where we were like, let's do the wee episode on that now, because to be fair, it's one of my favorite shows, which has kind of always been on our list to do, hasn't it? And we just thought, you know what? When you were talking to someone who had when Ali was talking about the huge involvement that she's had, and fantastic, like, well, she has to write a book of her life stories, like the stories that
I know,
the things that she's happened, and like going to Whoopi Goldberg's house, for goodness sake. We thought, now's the time to strike while the iron's hot, as they would say. Is that how they say it?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And let's do our wee episode on Sister Act.
Perfect.
Because there's a little bit, I have a bit of a link to Sister Act too, and do you?
No.
But you love
it.
Yeah. hence we'll do it. Who doesn't love Sister Act?
Yeah, it took me a wee while to like it.
Film? Musical?
I think I've only ever seen the film once.
Okay. Took a wee while to like the musical?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
No, but not like, it just, I just didn't get into it.
It's an Alan Menken, how could you
No,
not
I
have
know.
loved
And the thing is, I probably did get into it. I just was like, oh, that Sister Act. I kind of knew I would like it.
Yeah.
I never really took the time
Were you one of those ones where they were like, they're not using the music that's in the film?
No, not at all.
That was my Belfast accent for any, people who
No,
are
because I probably didn't have a massive connection to the film.
around the world. Yes, you don't have it.
No.
You don't like the like.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
it just reminds
but
me
it's
of
not
a
a
Sunday
film. Okay,
afternoon.
So it's not like a comfort film. You know, like those films that people return to when they're like, I just need to sit in the sofa with like a tub of something.
Like Sister Act is just one of those where I'm like, oh yeah,
it's
good film. I like other Whoopi Goldberg films more, like Ghost. Well, Aaron absolutely adores that film, but like Jumpin' Jack Flash, like I just prefer those over Sister Act. So
fair enough, yeah. So you're not like going, a new Sister Act movie coming out this year. No, fair enough. That's fair. I actually preferred, if we're on the movies, because I know this is a podcast about musicals, so we'll get the movie bit out of the way now. I preferred Sister Act 2 to Sister Act 1.
Yes, I've heard that is a preference.
The norm, is it? Very good.
Like Grease 2 or Grease.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to Sister Act, the musical.
And how funny as well that we're talking about two musicals. We talked about once, and now we're talking about Sister Act, and they were both films first and then musicals.
I know, but it's going more and more that way, isn't it? Like, look at the number of new musicals that have come out this year that are from a film.
Yeah, true.
Water for Elephants, The Outsiders, the list goes on and on. I have been listening
to, and then you were like, the number of musicals that have come from films.
I mean, I could go on, but I feel like we have spoken for 15 minutes already. My father's in my ear going, I mean, there's really no need. Just talk about the musical you're going to talk about. I'm listening to our listeners, and I'm trying to better myself. We want those reviews that are good, okay?
The amount of movies that have been turned into musicals, and his brain was like, God, I can't think of any.
There's another one, The Notebook. I have listened. Have you
7
listened to any of
hours
these?
later.
Have you listened to any of them?
The Notebook.
Lonely. Do you like it?
Yeah,
I like The
really
Notebook.
Good. I've listened to Outsiders, sorry, too. Yes, I like
it's good too.
Water
for Elephants. I was disappointed, and I love that film. Anyway, The Great Gatsby, excellent.
Yes,
the musical theatre album is excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So if we are looking for something new, some new musical theatre listening, there's our suggestions: The Notebook, The Great Gatsby, and The Outsiders.
Yeah.
Don't
go for
listen to Water for Elephants, but
It's not.
It's not as good as the village there. Okay, based on the 1992 film, the stage version repeats the hilarious story of aspiring disco singer Dolores Van Cartier. We're talking about Sister Act again, just in case you're lost. When Dolores witnesses her gangster boyfriend commit murder, she is ordered by the police to hide in a convent disguised as a nun. Step forward Whoopi Goldberg, who played Dolores in the film, and then produced Sister Act on the London stage in 2009, prior to a slightly revised musical production in Broadway in April 2011.
Which, this surprised me that it was West End first before Broadway.
I know, we just never get it right, do we?
I know, it just...
Are our brains like connected differently? That we go, I mean, I don't understand why they did in that order. Like, are we just wrong?
No, maybe. No, we're never wrong. So, music is by the lovely Alan Menken.
Well done. She learned that from season 1.
And lyrics by Glenn Slater. Book by Sherry Steinkellner and Bill Steinkellner. Additional material was by Douglas Carter Bean.
Excellent. And do you know, for a period of 2 weeks during 2012, Alan Menken had 3 of his shows running on Broadway simultaneously?
That's kind of cool.
Do you know the 3? Obviously, Sister Act.
Yeah. On Broadway, did you say?
Yeah.
So, Beauty and the Beast?
No.
Oh. Well, Little Shop's always off Broadway, so it couldn't have been that. No, I don't know.
Sister Act Newsies. And then A Leap of Faith, which I don't know very much about, and I also didn't know it was his. So guess what I'm listening to this week?
A Leap of Faith.
I'm getting very handsy today. I'm using my hands an awful lot.
I see that.
Just gesticulating, isn't that what they say? For our watchers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the story is, now what is different about the film to the musical is the film is obviously set in the 90s, while the musical is set in the 70s, and this allowed a disco funk sort of music to take place, and I think that it works.
Yes, and interestingly, when I met Ali, so last week, when we were doing Once, you had asked about, and I said I'd met her. I met Ali before going to see Once, and the reason I was meeting her was because I was choreographing, or I was going on to choreograph Sister Act. And Jen had gone, oh, Ali was in the original, so I met her to talk to her about Sister. Well, I was meeting her anyway, but to talk particularly about Sister Act, and that's what she said, that the disco videos really, Andrew Von Last, who choreographed Sister Act, that's where he got some inspiration from, those disco videos.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, for the choreography.
Cool.
Sorry, that was a bit of a...
No, I liked it, but I also, even though I don't have a massive connection to the film, but I like that change. I love that was like, oh, okay, because she is this really vibrant singer. Yeah. So let's set it in the 70s. Amazing.
And it really opened it up for Alan Menken musically. Like the songs are sensational.
The songs are brilliant.
Yeah.
So Dolores is an inspiring, as you mentioned before, aspiring singer in Philadelphia. She performs in a nightclub which is owned by her gangster boyfriend, Curtis Jackson. She does witness Curtis murdering one of his associates.
Yes.
Which, shouldn't happen.
No.
It's not right. So she runs to the police and finds her old friend, Eddie. Sweaty Eddie, who decides to hide her as Sister Mary Clarence in a convent. Though her unconventional behaviour causes friction with the strict Mother Superior, she does though end up using her musical talents to transform the choir, which brings attention to the convent, which then eventually lets Curtis track her down. But with the help of the nuns and Eddie, they help to get Curtis arrested, and Dolores ends up staying and helping the choir.
But not as a nun. She never becomes a nun.
She was never a nun in the first place.
She was never a fully fledged nun.
No.
She stopped short of that.
So it's the same story, just set in a different time period, and all it does is just opens it up to be more of a musical.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't take away from the storyline whatsoever. It opened in London Palladium on the 2nd of June 2009, directed by Peter Schneider and choreographed, as I've said, by Anthony Von Last. Following a year-long search, 24-year-old Bettina Miller, or
Pat Mills.
Pat Mills, as Ali called her, was cast as Dolores alongside Sheila Hancock as the Mother Superior. Whoopi Goldberg actually did join the cast as Mother Superior for a limited engagement. Now, I think it was then cut short because her mother had a stroke and she had to return to America. But then she did return to see the closing of that particular run of it, didn't she?
So it was just a very limited run in 2010.
Yeah, that's right. Now, this is what blows my mind.
What?
The show was nominated for 4 Olivier Awards and for 5 Tonys when it then went to Broadway, and it walked away empty-handed.
I know.
I don't. It's another one of those shows that you got to add to the list of shows that did not receive awards that you kind of. Well, I personally go, really?
I think a lot of it has to do with, I know a lot of people seen it and it was very successful. I think a lot of people need to see it to really appreciate it, though. Do you not think so?
Yeah, but people who hand out the awards did see it.
Well, I don't know. I'm
just like, anyway.
I still think that they're influenced by people.
And then it obviously went on to endless national, US national tours and endless UK tours.
Yeah.
And we did talk to Ali because she was involved in it, 2 of those. The slightly adapted UK tour of the original material, and then the non-replica UK tour in 2016, directed and choreographed by darling Craig Revel Horwood, with lovely Alexandra Burke as Dolores.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's a bit of a background on Sister Act.
And just it was one of the most popular musicals of its time.
1,000%.
And it's funny what constitutes as a popular musical, because in the West End it's over 500 performances, but in Broadway I think it's over 1,000.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Wow.
Because very few Sondheim musicals make 1,000 performances.
I know, it's more highbrow, isn't it? Though sometimes, a genius, and you're not going to see better musical theatre, but it's a bit more highbrow, isn't it?
But yeah.
Also, I don't know if the actors can last long runs of Sondheim musicals to be absolutely busted.
I think it's a lot.
I think an 8-show week is more than enough for a Sondheim.
Musical Lyrical Lingo.
Yeah.
So the musical overall really talks about sisterhood and friendships and about using your talent for good.
Yeah. And that part of music again.
Yeah.
Our last episode once about the power of music. It's kind of the same here.
And allowing yourself to have self-expression and be brave in that. Having second chances, like there's nothing wrong with second chances, or giving second chances, or having second chances. And also there's a massive thing around faith, obviously, but it's not just a religious faith, it's also faith in yourself. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, like it would be very easy with a show like Sister Act to have the faith slapped in your face. Yeah. And it's absolutely not.
No.
Yeah. Interestingly, talking about faith, one of the songs, How I Got My Calling.
Yeah.
Now I'm almost sure, I might be wrong, that was like renamed or rewritten, I think, after the original, but I know definitely in the original London Palladium cast recording, How I Got the Calling was definitely in there, and it was that number where the various different nuns are telling Dolores about how they ended up being a nun, you know. And Mary Lass sings, "My mother kicked the bucket in the flood of 38.
Yeah.
And I didn't really understand that reference. So the flood of 38, it was a flood caused by 2 Pacific storms that swept across Los Angeles in February-March 1938 and generated almost 1 year's worth of precipitation in just a few days. Between 113 and 115 people were killed in those floods. Yeah, so
That's what the flood. Yes, I have some stuff on that too. I thought it was really funny about the one of the nuns mentions whenever I was listening to Sergeant Pepper in reverse.
Yeah.
Because that was always a rumor with the Beatles, was that if you listen to their albums in reverse, it was the devil talking to you.
What?
Yeah.
Never heard that in my life. No.
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Okay. Hence, she joined the nunnery.
Yeah. So I just thought that was
that
funny.
nunnery's not a name, is it? It's just a convent.
A convent.
You don't call them nunnery, do you?
Nunnery. Is that not something in 6?
Must be. Yeah. That's exactly where I've got it.
Yeah. Funny. Yeah. So Sergeant Pepper in reverse. So the devil worshippers. That if you listen to the Beatles songs backwards, it was gonna tempt you towards the devil. Anyway, and also I thought in that they say, and as warm as woolen mittens. Do you think that's a little Sound of Music reference?
Of course it is, yeah.
Yeah?
Of course it is.
Okay.
Yeah, very clever. Who was the lyricist again? Glenn
Slater.
Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Glenn Slater. Well done, Glenn Slater.
Yeah.
Clever. Nice, I like that.
I learned a lot in Here Within These Walls.
Here within these walls.
So it says, put aside each, and then there's cardinal lust. So I didn't know. I always knew lust was like, love.
Not love.
Not love, right? But like around that. But cardinal lust is sexual appetites and passions of the body.
Yeah, but is that not just lust?
No.
Cardinal lust.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Interpret.
I thought lust just means you want to rip their clothes off.
No.
Okay.
Intemperance.
Intemperance.
Lack of moderation or restraint.
That's me sometimes when I've got the crisps and the chocolate and the sweets.
See, you start these things and I think you're going one way.
No, that's that is right though, isn't it?
No, but lack of moderation or restraint in a
lack.
sexual way.
Oh, well, you haven't finished the sentence.
See?
Oh my god. Oh, there's this season's climb. Oh my god, what have I said?
Anyway, remnant. In Christian theology, this is where it's clever. It means a small minority of people who remain, I can't remember, faithful to God and be saved. But in just normal language, it says the part that is left after a greater part has been used, removed, or destroyed. And for people who maybe don't understand that, Voldemort. People like me will understand it.
My goodness. Like, people give off to me. My dad gives off to me about the tangents I go on. That is wild. How we've gone from Sister Act to Voldemort in one sentence without taking a breath. I don't understand. And also, either it's got really warm in your room, or I am flustered and a wee bit past myself after that slip up I just made.
Yeah, it is a wee bit warm.
Can we talk about Raise Your Voice?
Raise! Yep.
So in Raise Your Voice, obviously, Dolores, it's the first music rehearsal or music practice she's taken with the nuns that actually really can't sing and are atrocious. And by the end of it, they've raised their voice and they're singing a dream. Anyway, at one point they all split. I love it as a musical number because they all split up and sing their own separate parts, and it's really classy. They sing Latimus Dei, Benedictimus Dei, Adoramus Dei, Glorica.
You see, this is why we're friends, because I...
Adamoris Dei, Glamacus Dei. Anyway,
I knew you
it
would
means
do
we
this.
praise you, we bless you, we worship you, we glorify you. Then Mary Roberts, who is a wee waif of a thing, she sings like this, but she's actually one of the good singers. And Dolores is like, sing up, he can't hear you. Can you tell I love this show so much? And then she sings Toot solis dominus nos, Tuli solid alatimus. Oh, just listen to the cast recording. Louis Christe in glory demi patris. And if you were able to make head or tail of that, that means glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to people of goodwill, which, I know of that biblical reference, but I didn't know it in presumably Latin.
I would say it's Latin.
Okay, I went to secondary school. We didn't do that. Okay, so forgive me.
And you see that bit there, right? This I don't know why, but there would have been a couple of times where I don't know, must be
Did
my
you
mum.
attempt it?
No, my mum maybe needed to pick me up somewhere, but I ended up going to your dad's like rehearsals for choir in church, right?
What?
I wasn't doing anything, I was just sitting there, right? And this scene always reminds me of your dad getting the church choir.
Well, choir not being able to listen. If people of the parish are listening to our podcast, you're dead.
No, but just right, okay, you do this, okay, yes, okay, now, okay, and just his like passion and stuff. I don't know what it is. It just always makes me just reminisce of your dad leading a choir.
Yeah, choir rehearsal.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say most choir rehearsals are probably the same.
They probably are, but I'm
choir
just
masters, like, and what they have to go through.
But I mean, I was involved in my church choir, and it wasn't quite like that.
Oh, really?
No.
Could you all sing?
What?
Could you all sing?
Oh, I thought so. Could you not sing?
No, could you all sing? Tut soli dominus, ture soli.
Okay,
it's that second line, but I know it. Like, it's one of those like lines that I sing in the shower all the time, and I just feel like I've let myself down. In glory della patris. I can do the last bit.
I love that that's something you sing in the shower all the time.
Do you not sing raise your voice in the shower all the time?
No.
Get your mojo revving.
I usually sing in the shower.
Okay,
that was lovely. I felt like that was real insight into your showering.
And my favourite bit is the Mary Laz's bit where she goes into a rap.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I actually screenshot it because I was like, let's do it.
Oh, you're gonna do it?
I don't think I can do it. I think I've let myself down enough, haven't I?
How do you find it?
I'm trying to find it.
I mean, you may hurry up.
Alright, chill your...
I know, but
your...
just I feel like you're taking an awful long...
Right. A hippity, a ding dong dippity dee. I'm a celibate sister and I'm hot as a blister, so hang on to your rosary. Now I may be a fossil, but my skills are colossal, and I'll rock the mic just like an apostle, and I don't stop till your doubts go pop, man. I'll take you over the top. That was worth it.
That was
right.
Worth it. Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you for your patience.
I don't have any.
But I had to get my Mary Laz out, or my Mary Laz, as we used to call it when we were working on it. Anyway.
Sunday Morning Fever.
Sunday Morning Fever.
I quite like that wee song.
Yeah, it's great.
It says party till you make the cloister rock.
That's correct.
And that is a covered walk in a convent. To seclude or shut up in a convent too. There's two meanings. So, and then also it says everybody transubstantiate. I can't say that.
Very good. That was right.
Yep. And you can do that. It's just to transform.
Well, very good. There was a lot of those kind of like convent-y places or vocabulary that I didn't understand.
Oh yeah, because I suppose if you grew up in the Catholic Church, you maybe would know a lot of these words.
You'll be rolling your eyes at us.
I'm going, oh my god.
Seriously. I have a few. So Take Me to Heaven reprise, which is when the nuns sing it. Because Take Me to Heaven.
I think that's my favourite.
Yeah, it's all of those. We'll probably get onto it when we do our Stand and O's. But like all of those like sistery acty bits.
Yeah.
Dolores like introduces it because at that point when they're doing Take Me to Heaven, she has kind of turned the choir around. They've done their first, church service, which has been the choir have been a big hit, and they're all going, oh my goodness, they can actually sing now.
Mm-hmm.
And then almost every Sunday becomes a bit like a concert.
Yeah.
And Take Me to Heaven, the reprise is one of the numbers that they sing, and Dolores is introducing it, and they're like, here they are, folks, hot off their novenas.
Mm-hmm.
Blistering with sisterhood.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you're a religious person, you could take offense to some of the jovialness that's going on. Novenas are devotional prayers in Christianity consisting of private or public prayer, lots of peace, private or public prayers repeated for 9 successive days or weeks.
Oh.
That's what novenas are.
Okay.
Then, can I talk about
in the long darkness. Yeah.
So basically, Curtis has 3 stooges, like 3 wannabe gangsters.
Yeah.
TJ, Bones, and Pablo.
Yeah.
And they then, probably the most offensive number in the whole show, they sing this number about the lady in the long black dress, basically how they're saying they could seduce any nun they wanted, right, with their various things, right. So first of all, Bones sings, picture you and me one sweet night in a pool of votive candlelight.
Yeah, I had that too.
So votive, what it was that word votive, was it?
Is it votive rather
or
than
votive? Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you say it, but yeah.
So they're candles that are lit for prayer.
Yeah, religious offering.
As you said, it's a little bit offensive.
It is absolutely.
Could be.
Because then another one said, I think it's still Bones. I think he's maybe the most offensive. Yeah. And if you got stigmata, show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Yeah.
And stigmata in Catholicism, did I say that right? Are bodily wounds and scars, which kind of appear in locations corresponding to Jesus Christ and like the crucifixion, is that right? Yeah, like so, the hands and the feet and like his wounds. Yeah, is it part of that extreme pain religion where they do you ever watch like those films, Dan Brown books? No. Okay. Too much for me. And they wear like the thorn round the leg. Yes. You know, they those kind of scars and pains. Yeah, I think it's something like that. But I mean, when you're talking about seducing a nun, not okay, boys. No, definitely not. And loosen up those vestments. Just a bit. TJ sings that bit. Which is an altar garment. Which is a garment worn during ceremonies. Yeah, and that line, I don't mind keeping it immaculate. Yeah. It's not okay, boys. Yeah, it's however, truly hilarious. Oh yeah, like a really funny moments, but also really funny. I mean, it is tongue in cheek. I mean, I'll go to hell, but when I was working on this show, I had great fun choreographing that with those three boys. We just roared from start to finish. It was hilarious. Anyway, spread the love all around, Lauren. Yeah. And around. Grab your partner and head out on the parquet. Now you could take it as parquet flooring, which I learned. I can't remember what was the other musical I learned about parquet flooring. Oh yes, Little Shop of Horrors. There you go. But parquet is also a ground floor of a theatre or auditorium. Did you know that? No, I did not. There you go. Say we learned so much. We continue to learn. In Bless Our Show. Bless our show. And she's like, we blessed everybody. What else do we do? Yeah. So this always reminds me of, within my church we have, and I'm sure other churches do, we have prayer for others. And I always remember my gramps being like, can we just say one prayer that is a prayer for everybody? And this the props and the lights and the costume. Song makes me giggle so much. So I have said it reminds me of prayer for others, and so much so actually. CJ and I were at church on Sunday, and prayer for others was on, and or somebody was doing prayer for others, which is lovely, which is really nice. But I have a very short attention span, and I was like, oh my goodness, we're still going. And it's not that I don't want to pray for other people. I'm like, and it made me then think of the song, which then made me giggle. So my favourite bit of that is, let us nail the funky bits. I just love Mary Lazarus. It's good. Absolutely hilarious. Good role. It's a great wee number though. It is a good wee number. It is. It just makes me giggle. It also, when I was working on that, I realised costuming wise. So obviously the majority of the time you see the nuns in the show, they're in their habits and their wimples and all the rest of it. But actually, bless our show. From what I can remember, they all basically crash Dolores's bedroom because they're so excited about their public performance the next day that they can't sleep, and they're like, let's pray. And I didn't realize that they had, like, obviously we couldn't show their hair or anything. Yes. So actually nuns still like wear that. I can't remember what part of it, or what it's called. Whether it's not the wimple, is it? The wimples, I don't know, but they have to wear that. It's not the habit. The white, is it the wimple I'm talking about? The white bit, and then the habit goes on over the top of it. I don't know. I might be wrong. I should know that better. but they wear that as part of their night dress. I didn't
okay.
realise. Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, you learn.
So
Show, right?
you had a little test for me at the beginning.
Oh, you didn't? You haven't, have you?
I've got a test.
Is that
for
really
you.
weird?
I know,
like that
weird.
I tested you and then you planned to test me in the same episode and we don't.
So I thought, where she in the song "The Life I Never Led."
Yes.
I thought, well, how many of these things has Timothy done, and has he lived a life?
Okay, you just need to hold on a minute. I've already put my foot in it once this episode. Do not throw me to the wolves.
No, but I mean, you can just stay silent if you do not want to.
Oh, because silence is a total nod to guilt.
So I
never throw you under the bus the way you throw me under the bus.
I don't throw you under the bus.
Well, we'll see after this.
I mean, just say no. Okay.
Lie? I mean, there's no winning here, is there? Like, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Okay, Timothy, have you
Bless
ever...
our show.
Okay, so she feels that she hasn't lived her life.
Yeah.
Okay, because she said she never talked back.
Oh, I've talked back.
She never slept late.
Oh, I have slept late.
Never sat down.
Are you joking me? When do you know what? Recording this podcast is the only time I think either of us sit down.
Let go and go with the flow.
Do you know what I have done? I find it hard.
Yeah.
However, do you know what? As I get older, I find I mean, I'm speaking like a geriatric here, but actually I find it much easier to let go and go with the flow now than I would have done as my younger self.
Yeah. Good.
I think as a younger person, a younger Tim, I was a lot more highly strung and a lot more like rigid.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, who cares?
You're more settled in yourself,
just go with it. Yeah. And I think that fluidity has kind of helped.
Yeah.
Go with the flow. I can do that much more.
Never ask questions.
Always ask questions. It's the only way you learn.
Done a dare?
Yeah. I don't like them.
No.
But I think truths are worse than dares, to be
Do
honest.
you?
Yeah.
No, see, I was always afraid of what the dare was going to be.
Deep, isn't it? This really does feel like rehab.
Never worn clothes that make people stare.
Of course I have. But let's just go back to when Lauren last threw me under the bus on the episode. Our cats episode where, I mean, that was my job every sports day to wear something that would make people stare.
Okay. Rebelled, sorry.
I would like to say the answer to that is yes, but I'm trying to remember when I have rebelled, really.
I don't think you've ever rebelled.
You don't think I've rebelled?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever rebelled. I don't think I've ever rebelled. We weren't those type of people.
But you do want to kind of feel like you
have.
Yeah, but that's not rebelling.
No. Yelled?
Yes.
Surfed?
No, I haven't. And I've no real interest.
Ran in a crowd?
Yes.
Danced on a table?
Yes.
Laughed too much?
Yes. You told me I have. Bugsy Malone at the ballot.
Been to Paris?
I have, but it's somewhere like I was there as, not that you care or you want to know this information, listeners, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I've been there as a kid and it was kind of a Euro Disney kind of trip. I've not done Paris as Paris.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'd love to do that, I think, at some point.
Swam naked or kissed?
And
we'll end it there. I just mean, I feel, Timothy, you have led your life, so don't you worry.
I don't know if I've swam naked. Have I? I think I'm bound to have swum naked at some point.
Well, maybe as a baby or something.
I'm going to say yes, I have done that, you know.
Okay. There you go.
And I have kissed.
Well, you, Timothy, do not have to worry. You
I've
lived
my life.
a good life.
Take me now!
No, please don't. I would be very lost.
You will be raging and you'll never forgive yourself if I walk out of here and go.
Right, okay, let's not say that. Okay.
Let's not manifest that.
No.
Anyway.
So, yeah, that
Have
was
you
my
lived
little
your
quiz.
life? How many of those have you done?
I've done none of them. I've been such a good girl.
You're lying through your teeth. You'll burn. It's a beautiful song. The Life I Never Lived.
It is a lovely song, and I think if it's sung by the right person, it could be very moving.
And then obviously the naivety of me after she sings that song, she gets gifted with Dolores's FM books.
What?
So Dolores wears beautiful
Right, okay.
high
There's
knee-length boots
I don't remember that part.
when she arrives at the convent, and Mary Roberts is like, I really like your boots. That's how she says it. She's sweet Timothy. And she's like, thanks, they're my FM boots. FM stands for Fella McCocky. It doesn't actually. Can you work out what the FM boots stand for?
Yeah, I know what that means.
But a great line, like another like laugh out loud moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're on to our standing ovations, aren't
we?
Really?
We are, yeah.
I mean, that's one of my standing ovations. Like, just the writing is hilarious. Take out the songs, which are amazing. The script is so funny. Like,
I think that's
really
why
funny.
Whenever it comes on a UK or Ireland tour, people are like, I have to go see Sister Act. Or there is, there's a wee this. Stunt casting, not maybe stunt casting. They always try and
I feel there is now to keep it going.
Yeah, I feel people do really like it because it's one that you can, let's go out as a group and watch it.
Well, it's one of those ones, certainly in the earlier days of like the first, second, third, fifth UK tour, like the tickets certainly in Belfast always sold out really quickly. And it often was one of those, maybe I'm wrong with in my head, I kind of feel it's one of those UK tours that came for 2 weeks rather than 1 week.
Right, okay.
But I might be actually incorrect with that. But it kind of feels like one of those because the ticket sales are always good for it. Do you know what I mean? And I think the ticket sales probably still are very good for the UK tours of it. But I do think that has helped along.
Okay.
But then when you look at one of the first replacements for Sweaty Eddie in the West End, it ended up being Simon Webb from Blue. Do you know what I mean? So even way back then, there was an element. Sheila Hancock as Mother Superior, like in the original, although she was, I mean, I say she was sublime, I never saw her, but I listened to her in the Sunshine, which is great. But I love the comedy. The comedy's top notch in it. It's got heart, Sister Act. The actual song is one of the best musical theatre songs.
And I also think it's really clever where you have your prologue, your opening, where Mother Superior is praying about how they need support and help for the church.
Yeah.
And then Dolores' song is, the way she's singing it is like a prayer. And she, and also like one of those really big mega churches where people come out and do, preach, and you have people like shouting and screaming. That's kind of what the nightclub is like. So it's like this. It's very clever. I think how it's done, and it's like this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be in a different setting, but she's going to be there. People are going to be watching her and awe.
And then when you've got people like Bettina Miller and Cynthia Erivo and Alexandra Burke singing those songs, like they're just amazing. Spread the love around, Take Me to Heaven, Reprise, Sunday Morning Fever, Raise Your Voice. They're all like, well done, Alan Menken.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
I learned an awful lot from this show. I think in my kind of role of as a choreographer, I think it was the first time I went, okay, I can do this.
Oh, okay.
And I think I can do this with big numbers, and so like, it was weird. I ended up doing it twice I think it was like a 2-year period.
Yeah, it was quite close.
And they were so different. Like one was a really large scale production with like
was
something.
Was it the premiere you said?
Yeah, we did. We had certainly the Northern Ireland premiere. And I think we had like 55 to 60 nuns. Do you know what I mean? And like, I have to thank, my great best pal Bex, because we had worked on like the summer youth projects for years, where it was like where you kind of have to maneuver and move a lot of kids, and I think that really helped me because I was then able to take in everything I'd learned from her into an adult company. Do you know what I mean? And I was able to move like these 60 nuns and make shapes with them and do transitions
Yeah.
and things like that. And I really enjoyed that challenge. And then fast forward a year, I was doing it again, but I did the first one in like a big, big theatre, the Opera House stage, and really big. And then the following year, I did it again with fantastic Newcastle Blees, and in their own venue, which is just so beautiful and but much smaller. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, okay, how do I do this show, but do it differently? Do you know what I mean? And it was interesting talking to Jen last week about when she did Into the Woods in Belfast, but then did it again in Australia, and it is this, because there's no point I mean, the choreography at the end of the day is mine. I made it up, and there's no point completely starting again. So there were elements of it, but it was also very different at the same time.
I remember as an outsider though, like hearing that there was more buzz around your second time doing it
Interesting
than the first time. I think the first time, not that it didn't get praise and recognition, it did, but there was something about it. I don't know whether or not that cast worked really well. I know there was a couple of Ames nominations, like my brother-in-law for one of them, but
that's right, I forgot he was in that.
But yeah, there was I don't know, maybe it was the smaller setting, kind of.
Yeah,
I
don't know, because both times they're probably two of the shows I'm most proud of.
Well, I also remember like one of our best friends who wasn't meant to be in the sparkly
hilarious
nun outfit, and was like, and she's one of those people, she puts something out there and it happens, right? And she was like, see, by the end of the week I'm going to be in one of those sparkly.
But you know what, the number, like,
and she was, because she had to fill in for somebody, didn't she?
Honest to goodness, Gillian, I have lost count how many holes our Gillian has pulled me out of over the years, with either things happening or like a crisis, and Gillian's always there to fill in or to act up or step. Like, she's just, I call her super swing, because she's like proper perfect. Yeah, exactly. So something happened, and because it was all like formations and like somebody missing was a big problem. Do you know what I mean? Even if there were 60 nuns. Do you know what I mean? And there was Gillian, she was able to step in as a sister, and then she did exactly the same thing, I think, in a Greece that we were doing. She had that, that Greece was like riddled with injuries throughout the week, so thank goodness she was there, because between the two of us we worked out a solution to all the problems. But yeah, she's just super duper.
But that's it, I always love that story about her where she's like, by the end of the week I'm going to be in that sparkly like costume.
There's also fantastic stories about, I'm not saying which production, but it is too funny a story not to tell on this. Like, there was also the nuns were about to go on for the finale number, which they all wore their sparkly habits and wimples and all the rest of it. And one of the nuns had lost or misplaced theirs. And as they were supposed to be going on, she ripped it off one of the other nuns.
Love it.
Carnage amongst the nuns.
Like, no, I'm
such heavenly behaviour and all the rest of it, isn't it? But yeah,
love it.
I remember hearing that story and going, "You're kidding me?" And they're like, "No, Tim, it actually happened. It was wild." I was like, "Right, okay." Yeah, but yeah, it's super fun. Like, it's a super fun show.
Yeah. I like that. Like, there is a wee bit of a buzz about it at the minute.
Yeah.
Because it's on tour, but it's also in West End, is that right? Or is it just finished in the West End?
I think it was going into the West End for a limited run as a like carryover period. I think they had done so many venues of the tour, and then there was a wee slot in a wee theatre, in a theatre that needed filled. Was it the Dominion? I can't remember. It has done the Dominion in the past. I think it was filling it for like a month or two, and then it's going out again. But it's got Ruth Jones in it at the moment, doesn't?
Yeah.
Of Gavin and Stacey fame.
Yeah.
And there's another name that was in it. Obviously Alexander Burke.
Yeah.
Honest to goodness, I agree with
Lee.
Ali. She's the best Dolores I've ever seen.
Lee Mead
is Sweaty Eddie. Very good.
Yeah, and then there was, I can't remember her name, but she was in Coronation Street. She was Mother Superior.
Sue someone?
Yes.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? I think they're now, certainly the Mother Superior role, they seem to try to, star cast it or stunt cast it, or whatever you want to call it.
Amazing because
well, she's a fabulous actress.
Yeah,
so
apparently she was like,
even
she was in Dublin, and I think she got like a standing ovation or something.
Yeah, but listen, like, you need to be a really good actress to do the Mother Superior. You don't need to necessarily be a great singer, actually. But yeah, no, and it's a great part.
Yeah.
For the right person. So yeah.
Another really good musical.
Oh, it's really a fantastic musical, and like it's one that I absolutely love and adore. So I have wanted to do it for a long time, but the timing of it this time was just perfect because obviously we had spoken to Ali.
And that's it. I think we knew there was the connection there, and we couldn't really talk about it without talking to Ali.
Well, absolutely, yeah. So the last 4 weeks have kind of almost been a wee bit different in that they've kind of really glued together. You can almost listen to the 4 as one big long episode if you're absolutely crazy. But it's always there for you to go back and listen to. And go back and listen to last week's to remind yourself of the wee sister act bit that we talked about and stuff, because it was really good. We've had, after our hiatus, like we are,
and there'll be more excitement.
Well, this is the thing, like the next episodes are probably gonna be
super exciting too.
Our Super London episode, which is exciting.
I know.
Indeed. Until next week, you'll have to check in to find out what we've been at.
I know.
Does that mean we can't post any pictures on like Instagram until the episode goes?
No, because that will be this week.
Will it?
Yeah.
Well, does it work time-wise?
I'm pretty sure. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
Well, listen. If that hasn't pricked up your interest, don't know what else will. You better be back here next week, or you're missing out, right?
All right.
Until then,
Bye.
Bye.